The community of Lansdowne Station, shaken by the events, began to question their own involvement. Were there signs they missed? Could someone have known more than they admitted? What began as a normal spring morning quickly became a nightmare that would grip a nation. This case is still active, still raw, and the truth, it may have been buried by those sworn to find it. If you're as committed to truth, justice, and giving voice to the forgotten as we are, please hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers. Your support fuels these investigations and brings attention to the stories others want left behind. This is only the beginning. Early speculation suggested that Lily and Jack may have wandered into the dense forest behind their home, but as hours turned to days, the possibilities became more alarming. The initial search mobilized dozens of officers, volunteers, and canine units. Helicopters scoured the treetops, drones hovered overhead, and community members combed every trail. Yet, the children were nowhere to be found. And then, a breakthrough: a small, pink blanket discovered near the family home. It was Lily's. But what did this seemingly ordinary object reveal? And why did it change the course of the investigation forever? As the search intensified, investigators would uncover signs that this disappearance was far from ordinary. The forest held its secrets, and someone in Lansdowne Station may have known more than they were letting on. With no sign of the children, the RCMP escalated their efforts. But the case took a turn that no one anticipated. Over 160 searchers, including drones, helicopters, and canine units, combed every inch of the surrounding forest. Authorities received over 600 tips from the public, each one painstakingly reviewed. More than 60 individuals were formally interviewed, with some even undergoing polygraph tests. But the answers remained frustratingly elusive. The pink blanket, confirmed to belong to Lily, was seized and sent for forensic analysis. Investigators hoped it might hold clues, fibers, traces, or fingerprints that could finally lead them to the children. Yet, for days, the blanket offered no immediate answers. As the investigation unfolded, questions of foul play began to surface. Could someone close to the family have been involved? Were there tensions, secrets, or warning signs that went unnoticed? The involvement of the stepfather, Daniel Martel, who was questioned extensively, added another layer of complexity to the case. Investigators wondered if internal family dynamics might hold a key to the disappearance. Despite exhaustive efforts, the trail went cold, leads ran dry, and hope began to waver. But then, a new detective arrived on the scene, determined and relentless, uncovering a lead that would change everything. Detective Max, a seasoned investigator known for her unconventional methods. From the moment she stepped onto the case, she began uncovering a series of overlooked details that hinted at a far deeper conspiracy. A local informant came forward, reporting unfamiliar vehicles near the Sullivan residence on the night of the disappearance, vehicles that no one had noticed before. At the same time, surveillance footage from a nearby town surfaced, showing the family on May 1st, the day before they were reported missing. This footage contradicted earlier statements and raised serious questions about the timeline. As Max examined RCMP internal communications, another troubling pattern emerged: delays in following up on critical tips, some of which could have been crucial to the investigation. The very people tasked with solving the case seemed to be moving at a slower pace than the urgency of the situation demanded. There were inconsistencies in the timeline that needed to be addressed. Mitchell would later note, her observations suggested more than mere oversight. Max's findings hinted at a possible cover-up within the RCMP. Were officers protecting someone? Or was this a systemic failure of alarming proportions? Experts weighed in on the troubling implications. The reluctance to pursue certain leads points to possible corruption or negligence, said Dr. Emily Harris, a criminologist who has studied high-profile investigations across Canada. But as Max dug deeper, the case took an even darker turn. She received a threatening message warning her to stop her investigation, a stark reminder that some secrets are guarded fiercely, and that in Lansdowne Station, the truth could be dangerous to pursue. With mounting pressure, the RCMP reopened the case, but the trial that ensued left more questions than answers. A grand jury convened, but no charges were ever filed, citing a lack of evidence. The RCMP faced intense public scrutiny over their handling of the investigation, and community trust began to erode. Meanwhile, Detective Mitchell, who had uncovered so many overlooked leads, was reassigned under mysterious circumstances, fueling speculation about internal politics and hidden agendas. In the courtroom, the prosecution was blunt. We have no body, no witnesses, and no clear motive. With no concrete proof, the case remained unresolved. The disappearance left a community divided. Was justice served, or had the truth been buried? Experts suggested that the unresolved nature of the case might indicate either a deliberate cover-up or a profound failure in investigative procedures, leaving lingering doubts that would haunt Lansdowne Station for years. Just as the case seemed destined to go cold, a new piece of evidence surfaced: a journal belonging to Lily herself. What secrets did it hold? And could it finally shed light on the dark mystery surrounding her and Jack's disappearance? Residents came forward, reporting strange occurrences in the days leading up to the disappearance. Local businesses provided surveillance footage that had previously been overlooked. And then, a whistleblower stepped forward, revealing troubling information about the RCMP's internal politics and how it may have influenced the investigation. As the pieces of the puzzle slowly emerged, it became clear that the story of Lily and Jack Sullivan was not just about two missing children. It was about a community grappling with fear, secrecy, and the uncomfortable possibility that the truth might be closer than anyone realized. In Lansdowne Station, questions remain. Who saw what and said nothing? What really happened in those final hours? And with key evidence still undiscovered, the mystery continues to linger, unresolved, leaving both investigators and the community haunted by the shadows of that fateful May morning.